What? My snack. Huh? Snack. Where? 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 Where?
So it's a new year and a new attempt at gardening this year.
So we are concerned about all the rocky soil we had in the garden. So this is a giant pile of manure that we had somebody drop off. It's just a giant, sitting there in a pile on the side of our fence for a while.
Yeah, so we're trying to amend the soil with
Horse manure.
Yeah, horse manure, and trying to at least make this a better attempt and a better chance at producing a decent amount for this year. So it's been a lot of work, and we're really putting a lot of effort into it, and I hope it turns out, but we'll see.
If you see us raking before we dump it down, before we dump down the manure on top, it's actually some of the old wood chips that we found were preventing wheat or preventing anything from growing last year. So we're clearing that out first and then pouring in this new good soil.
Yeah, and from our when I explained about where our garden layout was going to go, this whole area where I am right now is all iris bulbs, or tubers, I guess is what they're called, but it's a lot, and as beautiful as they are, we want the space to grow some vegetables, so we're going to keep a few of them and then space them out a bit more. And it was quite a profitable adventure just using kind of what we have around us. We ended up making a good amount of money just selling what we have.
There were a lot of people that wanted to use these irises in their own gardens and own lawns, so we dug them all up and then we sold them to people who wanted to use them still.
Yeah, and so essentially our garden is a combination of a few different wise neighbors of ours. Last year, our kind neighbor gifted us this sifter where we sift out the rocks and just get rid of as much as we can of the rocks in the soil. And then our other neighbor suggested, instead of sifting the entire thing, which would be a lot of work and having a lot of extra dirt brought in because it takes out a lot of mass, to add these planters in, dig up holes, and then add the dirt back into those holes instead.
Yeah, and then basically, so we're digging down about half the depth of these containers, so that's just through like that rocky soil, and then we're putting the container in, piling up wood chips all around it, so it's actually built up in like a mound around it. Then we're taking the pot out and filling it in with sifted soil with some more manure, and
again, another kind neighbor.
Yeah, another who also had some topsoil, so
that she wasn't using. You see me digging in the far back, that's where it was. And again, very blessed by all the knowledge and generosity of the people around us willing to teach us.
Yeah, but our neighbor who suggested this approach of just only having like a pot's worth of good soil that you need to like use like good soil, you can plant all kinds of stuff in it and then surround that with a whole bunch of mulch. It keeps it all moist and everything.
Yeah, and I don't know if we have a hard time getting around this garden with these clunky wooden whatever they are, the liners that the previous owner had. So we decided to get rid of them, and our neighbor gave us these old molding or trim siding.
Yeah.
Old siding from a house that we're using to line our beds with.
Yeah.
Taking the extra rocks and dumping them in the path.
Yeah, so we're digging a trench, putting the siding in, and then putting mulch on one side to hold it up, and then rocks on the other. So it's kind of sandwiched there, and 3/4 of it's buried, so it's nice and firm.
Yeah, so hopefully this will be a good start to what we have going so far. Fingers crossed, right?
Yes, very.
I'd be a little upset if nothing grew with all this effort, but
it'll grow.
Yeah.
We're gonna have amazing stuff growing. We're gonna have food coming out of our nostrils.
I hope.
Hey Evie. Hey Evie. Evie.
What?
You having fun?